Hi, I'm just waiting for our last minute. Just waiting for other people to kind of just join in. Must be getting their coffees, getting ready for the webinar, and we should be able to get started. Hope you're all having a great morning in India, an afternoon in Malaysia and the Philippines, and a great morning in Indonesia and Thailand. We are actually at the office here, in our head office here in New Zealand, in Auckland, New Zealand, and it's 4 p.m. here. So I think we can get started. So first of all, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time and joining the webinar. Okay, so the webinar will be myself, Cicero Guimarães, Head of Sales of New Zealand, and I've got Cloney, she's business head and key relationships in India. Okay, at the end of the webinar, we're gonna have Thomas with a testimonial. He's one of our customers using using our gift voucher engine, and we've got Ash as well from New Zealand, giving some tips on how successful gift voucher engine has been for the properties that he manage, and some marketing tips as well. So there's a little housekeeping here for all of us. So if you could all please leave your just 1 second, I'll figure out. Just a little housekeeping for you all. Sorry, I just had a little technical issue here. It'll be great if you all just keep yourselves muted during the presentation, so just it's for a better understanding for all of us. Please leave your comments and any questions on the live chat feature that you should be able to see on your screen, and you'll be able to answer your questions at the end of the presentation. As I said, so we will have time for Q&A at the end. In case you have any issues on your end, please close all the tabs on your browser so Zoom will run a little bit faster and more efficient. This webinar has been recorded, and the recording will be sent to you all along with the PDF presentation. So a little bit of ourselves. So myself, I am Cicero Guimarães, as I said before, Head of Sales for New Zealand here at STAAH. I've been with the company for nearly 2 years now. I'm originally from Brazil actually, but I've been living in New Zealand for the past 17 years. Always working with hotels, and helping hotels growing their online business. I'll let Rutu introduce herself now.
Hi, good evening, good morning. I'm Ritu. I handle some key partnerships for STAAH in India. I think my gift is meditation. So it isn't wrong to say that my most acquired skill is simply breathing in and breathing out. So yes, I'm open, hopeful, and positive today.
Great. So moving forward, so a little bit about STAAH. So for those who are not aware, so STAAH was founded in 2008 here in New Zealand by Gavin Jetto at his garage with one client. Today we have 8 offices worldwide and work with over 10,000 properties. So it's a massive achievement for the company, and we're all very proud to be part of it. A little bit of our ecosystem here at STAAH. So basically our core business is channel management and booking engine, but we do, as you know, we do gift voucher engine, and we do we have other products as well to help our hotel partners with their online distribution and also with direct conversion. So as you can see there, so you've got your channel management, connected to PMS, and we also help hotels with Review Minder, which is our reputation management. So if hotels are able to reply to the reviews from the channels through the channel manager. We also help with Watch My Rate, which is a widget that goes on a website and it helps hotel comparing the rates with the OTAs and making sure that the customers see clearly on the hotel's rates cheaper than the OTAs, helping them with the direct conversion. Also with instant sites, which is our templated sites for those properties that need help with websites. And last but not least, we do gift vouchers, okay, which has been a great success and worldwide, especially now during COVID-19. So a little bit of agenda of what we're going to be talking about today is we will, I'll be talking about gift voucher, the benefits of it for your property and marketing, how to market your gift vouchers. Okay. Rutu will be doing a brief demo of the engine, so it will show you how that would look at your property and how the customer will see it. And at the end, we'll have some success stories, as I said before. So we've got Thomas and Ash that'll be joining us. Thanks so much for you both for being available and be part of the webinar. So starting the presentation. So I would like to start with some stats, global stats, so you can see how important gift vouchers are for the hotel industry, for example. So we undermine the gift vouchers and we keep selling it an old-fashioned way. But so as you can see on the screen now, it is a $307 billion industry, US dollars. Okay, we are looking at the global gift card market expected to generate 1.92 trillion by 2027. So obviously, I believe you all want to be part of it and take some of that cash into your business. We're looking at an increase of 13% between 2019 and 2023. So in the sales of gift vouchers worldwide. So obviously, if you don't have that feature on your website, jump on board and get that sorted. Around 18 and 25% of gift vouchers are not even redeemed after being purchased. That's a figure for worldwide, but I'll also be showing to you our own figure here at STAAH, what we have noticed that has not been redeemed. So you'll be surprised, as in it's sort of an easy money to get into your account. So I would like to take you guys through the benefits of for your customer. Okay, it's obviously we want to see the benefits for the customer so they can purchase and help you to guarantee the booking. So obviously, when you have a gift voucher engine on your property, so you'll be packaging it all up with food and beverage, with rooms and attractions and tourism activities. So obviously, it's a higher value for your property. Also, a customer will be purchasing a voucher today at X, and the voucher is valid for 12 months, for example. In 12 months, obviously, for the customer, your rates will be a lot higher. That specific package you could be selling a lot higher, depending on the results. But for the customer, the benefit is that they got at a cheaper rate, right? So it adds value on the end. It helps them to become a returning customer to your property. Also as an experience, so obviously on the industry that we work, we sell rooms, but we also sell experiences. So that helps you enhancing that, and helps you showing to your customer that you offer a package of rooms and services. It could be services that you manage. It could be the restaurant down the road. It could be any tourism activity, as I said before, around you. Also, for the customer is an open-ended purchase. So the customer will purchasing today, paying for it today. So you've got the money depending on the payment gateway between 24, 48, 72 hours. However, the customer will be able to use the purchase within 12 months, for example. So whenever it's needed, he will contact you to make the booking and redeem the voucher. And obviously, as you know, this is 2020, is not 1982. So people a lot of customers don't want any human contact. They don't want to have to pick up the phone and have to call and ask if you sell vouchers and wait for your staff to issue the voucher and email or post it out. So the customer wants to pretty much be able to purchase right there on the spot. Just like booking a hotel room. Imagine if your customer had to call you or place an inquiry on your website, you would have lost the business completely. So it's the same idea, the same concept for the gift voucher. So what we're trying to do is make it electronically so the customers can purchase and you've got the revenue. Obviously, the benefits for the accommodation, the benefits for you guys. So basically, selling gift vouchers on your website, you'll be creating a new customer segment. Okay, so as a new customer segment and also as a new source of revenue for your property. And who doesn't like that? Obviously, with the gift voucher, you'll be enhancing the enhancement in current revenue stream, buy now, stay later. So you've got the money now, but you know that the customer may come, may not come, but you've got the revenue, you've got the money on your account. And ability to own the customer and build loyalty. So that customer, not only the customer that's paying with you, but also the purchaser. Okay, so those two ends, the purchaser and the customer who actually was gifted, they will become a loyal customer to you, because and it will be helping you with your database. As I said before, and the packages will help you adding value to your product, which is your accommodation, by having packages of accommodation and experiences. There'll be a lot more exciting for your customers to browse around your website and see what you can offer and place the purchase. As I said before, you don't want to be stuck on the 1980s where you were selling gift vouchers on the old-fashioned way. You want to do it just as efficient as you do with your rooms. You've got your website, you've got your OTAs, all connected lively to your channel manager and in PMS. Why not selling gift vouchers on a similar way? All right. So although the customer, after receiving the gift voucher, will have to call you to confirm a booking, but the sale is already done. The revenue is already generated for your property. So you don't lose that sale to another property. So as I said before, I would be sharing with you some stats. So what we have noticed on the customers that use our engine, between 30 and 35% of vouchers purchased are not even redeemed. So which means that you've got the money, right? And these vouchers are normally 12 months, valid for 12 months. So after 12 months, they will go as expired on the back end of your gift voucher engine on your extranet, which if they want to redeem it after being expired, you'll be able to tell them, look, your voucher is expired, and it's completely up to you whether you still want to take the booking or not. How to advertise your packages? Talking to some properties, it's quite interesting that some properties they really think that it's quite they don't know how to market anything, that they will only be selling vouchers if the customer comes into the website and by coincidence they're looking for a voucher, and that's completely wrong. So there are ways of marketing this voucher engine online, and as you can see, so one of the most efficient ways is your EDMs, your email marketing. So you pull up a whole database on your PMS and just do a nice banner and email your customers. Okay, when you're doing any campaign or in a specific package. Also, it's your social media. Obviously, social media is a big tool at the moment, and it really drives traffic to your website. So you can do Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Facebook groups. If you do have a page, be part of different Facebook groups on your location where you are, on your country, in your city, and do promote your gift vouchers. Not only the vouchers, but also your property as well and your rooms. A lot of you will potentially be doing some deals, especially now during COVID-19 crisis. A lot of deals on Grab One and Groupon. Same concept as if you're having a package, or if you have a rate plan available on a good Expedia, you would have that on your booking engine, right? Why not with the same thing with the gift vouchers? If you have a package available on Grab One or Groupon, duplicate that on your gift voucher engine. At the end of the day, you're paying a lot less commission than you're paying to these guys, and they will also be driving traffic to your website. About the packages, okay. Some properties are quite they're not very sure how to target the customers when it comes down to creating their own packages. So what I'm going to say is be creative. There are different ways of targeting the customers. See what's available on your region. Any quirky restaurant and any nice chef available that works for a restaurant, and then come up with build a relationship and create the package. If you do have a restaurant in-house, obviously you'll be promoting your own food and beverage. Also understand your needs and know what you want to achieve. So if you want to achieve more food and beverage, do more food and beverage packages. If you also want to sell your rooms, do a mixture of them both. Also use the voucher engine to fill out your dates and to sell your rooms as such. Some regions that you're located, depending on the type of hotel that you work at, it could be a corporate hotel, so you might be struggling to fill up on the weekends. The voucher package can help you with that. If you're the other way around, if you are struggling to fill up the weekdays, you can also use the voucher engine for it as well. One thing that I also normally talk to our customers after they sign up for the voucher engine is the same way as you read your reports on the channel manager to see what rate plans are selling, what deals are selling and not selling. The same thing with the gift voucher engine. Look at the package, look at your reports, understand what's selling, not selling, and what's not selling, and then you can go and change accordingly. Don't wait for a month, for 2 months to change your package. If you launch a package, you can see in a couple of weeks not selling properly, just make some changes. But for that, you need to understand the market, and you need to understand what would be quite interesting for your customers. So a bit of a summary for what I have spoken about. So is move away from manual vouchers, okay? So you stop wasting your labor, stop waste your staff time, and obviously ultimately money as well. Get your staff to be doing something more productive at the property, and get this voucher sold online Obviously get your instant purchase through a payment gateway. We can help you with it as well. Signing up for a payment gateway if you don't have one. The voucher engine will also add value to your property, also to your product. Be creative with your packages. Don't restrict yourself to room and breakfast, room and dinner, room and lunch. There are several ways of selling packages, and we can guide you through it with some ideas of some customers that you work with us. The gift vouchers will also help you creating relationship with the tour operators, because you can reach out to them, and every time you send them a booking, you can tell them, look, I'm sending you a booking. Can I have 1 or 2% commission on that specific booking? Because that will help you pay your commission on the gift voucher engine. All right. And market your packages on social media. That's very important, because they'll be driving traffic to your platform. Okay, so I'm done with finished my presentation. Now I will hand it over to Ruta, and she will take you through the engine, and she will explain how it would work. All yours, Ruta.
Thanks, Cicero. Those were some interesting statistics. So hi everyone, I'm Ritu. I grew up in India. I enjoy entertaining kids at a birthday party. And you know what's an interesting scene there? No, I don't mean the cleaning up of French fries on the floor. I'm talking of those sparkly, shiny, wrapped boxes that excite the curiosity. You know, they hold the attention of most kids. Everyone loves gifts, kids, adults, right? So let's walk through some of the interesting ways your hotel website can create the same excitement, curiosity, and hold the attention of a booker. The scope of the engine is all-encompassing. So it's a great tool in the hands of your marketing team. So let's say your marketing team thinks of a multi-purpose voucher that can be used across services. It's doable. Think of, a day at a resort experience that you want to sell, and that's fine. You can do that. You want to sell ancillary revenue, right? You could have, let's say you have a beautiful resort with spas, you have dining options. You could create multiple vouchers. So it's a fantastic tool for you to go out there and actually just, create whatever kind of packages come to your mind, right? And then getting it activated on your own website is truly child's play. So it's just a tab that we have on a hotel website. You're going to see it now. You will see a website that we have, and you see on your left an index, and you see something that says gift vouchers. So as simple as that, you just create a tab that says gift vouchers, and then from there, the navigation is pretty straightforward. A guest is going to click on that, and once you do, it redirects to the gift engine, right? So when we see the gift engine, you can see now there are multiple layouts. Now this is one layout where you can see it's a very pictorial grid kind of a format where you are able to see multiple packages listed. On the left, what you can see is categories, so you can see voucher, which says accommodation, non-accommodation. Like I was saying, if you have a beautiful resort with multiple spas, you could create spa as a category. You could create gourmet lunches, dinners as a category. And when you move on, this screen that you see now is like a little drill down into the finer details. So here you can actually see, okay, what is the validity, where is it redeemable, things like that. Quickly just run through, the terms and conditions, and then you can move forward. Now here is an interesting part. This page you see on the right is a personalization of the voucher. So you can, and you see on the left, those are fields that someone can enter. So you can actually customize that entire message there. For example, you could say, well, we've invited Donald Trump. You could send this gift voucher to someone, you name it to. your message, wishing you a wonderful year ahead. So you can actually even, when you're laying this voucher out, you can actually have, background, colors, fonts, logos. So your brand guidelines, right? They can all get incorporated. And from here, it's a simple checkout, right? So it's a brisk checkout. You just hit down and you say, proceed to payment gateway. Now at STAAH, we work with multiple payment gateways. Globally, we even work, for example, with Stripe, right? So even if you do not have a Stripe account, it's an effortless self sign-up model, right? You go there, create, an account, and then once the guest makes a payment, the money is promptly, instantaneously transferred to your account. So that's how straightforward it is. An email will go to the guest with a voucher, and an email notification goes to the hotel. The details are completely available for you to check on your extranet. So here's what the background extranet will look like on the next slide.
Yes.
Yeah, so you see it's a pretty dashboard. One of my colleagues likes to say handsome. So it's a pretty handsome dashboard, if I say. At a glance, you can see how much revenue is booked, how many monetary vouchers have been sold, how many stay vouchers have been sold, what's the ancillary revenue or non-accommodation revenue sold. You can even, see a status chart there. So for example, the scope of the system allows you to even sell FOC vouchers as an example. So let's say you had someone at the hotel you did not have, who didn't have a great experience. You want to actually go in there and do a service recovery, right? So you could create an FOC package and send that to approval. Of course, it comes with, user right controls. So you could see a tab there that says, awaiting approval. So all those things are quickly available for someone to see at a glance. Okay. Now, if let's say your team wants to drill deeper, okay, there's multiple reports that are available. So if for example, from a finance perspective, you see this from a finance perspective, someone may want to actually look at, payment records, payment gateway transaction details. From a marketing perspective, you may, like Cicero was saying, want to drill down into packages, what's performing, what's not performing. So you can get into that. There is, for example, we spoke of an FOC scenario, and you can actually get in there and see how many of those are redeemed, not redeemed, things like that. Yeah. So the next one, for example, is a report which is specifically on package performance. So, look at the ones that are not performing, revisit, review. You can quickly, go ahead and work packages more in line with what's working, what's not. So that's a quick, review available. You can obviously download all of this to Excel, play around with it, or just have a look at it here. Yeah. Now, that's besides being simple and easy to use. We just wanted to bring one or two things to light, which is that it's a well thought through system. So for example, you would need to validate details, right? You may want to have a track of PMS invoices as a cross-reference to a voucher issue. Let's say someone stayed for 5 nights, but they used a 2-night stay voucher against it. So you would want to have that track reference, cross-reference and track those things. So you can enter those invoice numbers here. Another example is, let's say there is, an expired voucher, right? So you would, let's say, want to have the flexibility to extend it, but you would want to have, again, specific users who have the rights to do it. So we have access keys in place for that. And then package creation is something that's effortless. So you look at this page, you can actually just, create packages, put in your details, descriptions. You see on the right, there's something that says greeting messages. That's an interesting thing you can do. Let's say there's, the Mother's Day that just came up. You could create, greeting messages, categories for that. You could, again, the same system can even work for groups. So let's say if you have a package for a group, you can just select the multiple hotels that it's applicable for and save it. Now, the good part about this is you can play around with multiple packages and then just see how it's going to appear on your website. And once it's ready with, happy with the look and feel, you can click on go live and then, take this whole thing online. Now, besides being online and a whole digital process, you may want to have, let's say there's somebody in-house, right? And a guest would say, listen, it sounds interesting. Can we actually buy a voucher for a friend? This seems to be a beautiful resort. So yes, you can do that. At the back end, there's a possibility where someone can actually get in and sell, the voucher. Okay. And like I was saying, this is also applicable for not just individual hotels, but of course a group of hotels. So here, what we'll show you next is an example of a group. Yeah, and you see here, just like this is a similar layout, but you see on the left there's a filter which actually brings out multiple hotels that these packages are applicable for. So you could easily use this. Just create a package. At the back end, just have tiny checkboxes selected and okay. Now, redemption process is pretty straightforward again. There's one way to do it through the extranet, but this is easier. We live in a mobile age. Very easy to just download an app and someone will have at the front desk a 4-digit PIN. So once you do that, you can simply scan the barcode or enter the number and it's through. Okay. So yeah, we see a bunch of questions. We'll address them a little later. But to summarize, so the system works for groups, individual hotels. You can have multiple responsive layouts. You can really think of your offerings. There's an enhanced scope to implement them. Your vouchers can be totally guided by your brand guidelines and it's doable. The reporting is pretty extensive and straightforward, and so is the redemption. Okay, so with that, what we'd like to do now is actually share with you some real cases, and I'd like to introduce you to Thomas. Thomas is a joint director for a beautiful set of luxury resorts in southern India, and he's been selling some packages like vouchers with open-ended stay dates, and of course so far been doing it all manually with some good success. So he's just signed up with STAAH, and we'd love to hear from him on how they've managed to market, see some success, and how do they plan to move ahead, now assisted with automation. So over to you, Thomas.
Hi. Hello, Rutu. Thank you very much, Rutu and Cicero. Thank you for taking us through the gift voucher engine. Some of the points that you made there are very relevant, and some of it, like Rutu said, we already practice it. I think partially. The gift vouchers, even before we talk about it in the light of the coronavirus that happened, it became even more relevant, I believe, with the pandemic happening, because people wanted to book holidays, but they did not have a check-in, check-out date. And this product fitted in quite well. Gift vouchers, if I talk the pre-corona days and I go to 2019, we are a luxury boutique property based in southern India. We have 3 properties and room rates upwards of $500 to $600 a night, and we've been in business for 25 years. Gift vouchers are always on our, marketing strategies and everything. But we had a kind of limitations to that, and I think there were 2 main limitations. One is something to just pick up on what Cicero was saying. We were not creative enough because hotels are dynamic priced. Prices keep changing on a daily basis. So if you give a gift voucher valid for 1 year, what do you price it at? That's a key question that I needed to push through across everybody and try to get a correct price, because you don't want to undersell a product, you don't want to oversell a product. At no point should the gift voucher, the guest who got a gift voucher, be at a disadvantage as to somebody who's actually just making a booking online at that time. That was one of the main challenges. And the second challenge was the accounting challenge, because I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but in India, when you take money from a guest, you need to account it for a particular check-in check-out date. You need to pay tax for that check-in check-out date. So this is money that we're collecting without a proper check-in check-out date, and how to do that. So I think both of these were kind of met. Both of the things are kind of met by the gift voucher engine. And the third thing was, you buy an Amazon gift voucher, you probably have a deal where you buy $100 voucher and you can pay $80 for it, and you can buy $100 voucher, and you can use that on Amazon and redeem. The same logic does not work for a hotel, at least does not work for our hotel, because if you give them a $500 worth of hotel credit that you can buy as a gift voucher, paying $400 today, and if I have to go gift that to a friend, and I say, here, take a $500 voucher at Evolve Pack Resorts, that doesn't make too much sense, because I don't know what that $500 can give me. I'm not sure how many nights it can give me. So we need to actually give a 3-night gift voucher. We need to give, that makes more sense when I'm gifting it to someone at a wedding. Here's a 3-night stay at Evolve Pack Resorts, sounds so much better than saying, here's a $500 voucher for Evolve Pack Resorts, but we don't know how much this $500 can get you or anything like that. So we needed to change our, change our logic for gift vouchers, like that. So those are the things. So this STAAH gift voucher engine, and the other thing is, we used to have gift vouchers as a section on our website. However, it was never bookable online. Booking engines are designed to take money only if you give a check-in and a check-out date. Same with the PMS. We did not yet have a product that allowed us to make a guest make a payment online. So it was a kind of old world way of selling gift vouchers, where you saw the information on the website, you gave a call to the hotel, and then you made that, you bought that gift voucher. So that's how it was. Now coming back to a little bit of success that we have experienced, I'm not sure about there are so many, it's a very global audience. I'm not sure, when the lockdown started, but in India, the lockdown started on March 25th. And overnight, we were asked to close our properties. We were asked to check out the guests there, and we were staring at 2 months of zero revenue, 2 or maybe 3 months of zero revenue. So when you did like that, when you faced with a situation like that,
Thomas, we've lost you. Doctor?
Yeah, let me just give him a quick shout. 1 second.
and
I think he's back.
Oh, you're here. Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Thomas?
call.
Yeah, we got you back now. We couldn't hear when you said that your customers, you had to check your customers out on a certain day when the lockdown kicked in.
I guess it's the internet playing out a little bit.
Yeah, they could it could be the internet.
So go to Ash, then we'll come back.
All right, so we'll go to Ash and then we'll come back to Thomas. Is that okay, Rutu?
Yeah, so let's do that. Thomas, are you there? Or okay.
Did you want to give him a quick call while I pass it on to
Yeah, I
Ash?
guess we can. Yeah, we can start and
Perfect.
then yeah.
All right, guys, so I would like to introduce you to Ash Palmer. He is the marketing manager of Raraki Resort in Taupo and Chateau Tongariro. And they have been using our STAAH gift voucher engine since December 2019. Thanks, Ash, for being available for this webinar, and I'll hand it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the introduction. I look really young in that photo. I don't know where you pulled that from. I think it must have been my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So anyway, we've we started in December with STAAH. So we went through a rigorous process of looking at different options, and we ended up deciding that the STAAH gift voucher system was perfect for our two properties, which are two hotels. One has 187 and the other has 115 rooms in the central North Island here in New Zealand. So I guess since we've been with STAAH, we've had two key marketing campaigns to promote our vouchers. The first was in December, just after we launched. with them, and that was promoting gift vouchers, obviously targeting that Christmas audience, and that was really successful in its own right. But the one that's probably more relevant to many of you on the call today is the most recent campaign that we've just run. The figures that we've actually got listed there are actually a small percentage of the revenue that this campaign generated for our properties. So yeah, in New Zealand, here in New Zealand, due to COVID-19, we went down to what we called level 4, which was essentially complete lockdown of our economy. And when this happened, both of our hotels essentially were closed, and we had no guests. And it was our team's, I guess, place to try and figure out what sort of marketing strategy we could come up with that would enable us to start getting that lifeblood back into our business as soon as possible, that cash flow, that revenue that we really needed in a pretty scary time, to be honest. And the decision was that the first thing that we would be able to actually launch back into market was gift vouchers, because of the fact that when the New Zealand economy started to open up and move to what we call level 3, that would be an indication that obviously we were overcoming this crisis, this COVID-19 crisis, but people wouldn't know when they would be able to travel, and therefore gift vouchers was the perfect thing for us to go out with first, to all of these people who have been trapped in their houses. They hadn't been able to leave, they've probably been dreaming of holidays, and a discounted gift voucher campaign we thought was the perfect thing for us to launch back into them. So it actually happened that the New Zealand government made the announcement that we were going to level 3, and that coincided being the week before Mother's Day. So we had all of our campaign collateral ready, our imagery, all of the different mechanisms that we're planning to roll out the campaign using. It was all ready for us to go. And the fact that it coincided with Mother's Day was a real benefit for us, because it meant that we were getting those people looking for gifts for their mothers, but also all of those people who were really looking to get themselves, or people who would help them out over a pretty tough time, a gift to travel, which we were all really looking forward to being able to do. So yeah, timing, I would say, is one of the key things to be thinking about when you're launching a gift voucher campaign. So the channels that we used for this particular campaign, the first one that Cicero has talked about already was email. So we have a really strong database of guests that have stayed with us before. They know our property, they love our properties, and I guess it's a free channel essentially for you to send out your campaigns to, and we get massive return on investment. We get huge engagement from our EDMs, our email marketing, and that was the main driver of sales for our gift vouchers for this campaign. Now, the other channels that I've used were social media. So that's organically reaching the people that like and follow your pages already, but also through paid promotion and sponsored promotion, we were able to actually send out the beautiful images of the chateau, for example, the hotel you can see there. And it's quite an iconic property here in New Zealand, which helps, but it's just using that beautiful imagery to really connect with people. It meant that we were also selling these vouchers to a lot of people who don't necessarily know us so well or hadn't stayed with us yet. And I guess the last channel that I used for this specific campaign was display advertising on Google. Once again, just using strong imagery to try and get people to get those click-throughs, which lead to bookings. So I think for the month of May, off the back of this campaign, we actually ended up selling 250 vouchers. And that was a mix of primarily accommodation vouchers, which is what we had the sale on. But obviously we also had F&B vouchers. For example, high tea is a product that we sell as a voucher for the chateau. But also monetary vouchers, which traditionally they make up about a third of the sales of the vouchers that we make. But anyway, yeah, I'd really like to thank the team at STAAH for giving me the opportunity to speak, and yeah, their platform has been incredibly successful for us, particularly over this period where we really needed the cash flow. So thank you.
Cool. Thanks so much, Ash. It's great to hear that it's been helping you guys, especially through the COVID-19 crisis. So that's exactly what we want to hear. Thanks. I think Thomas is back now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, I'm back online. Sorry for that.
There you go.
So can I continue with where I left off?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. So, like I was telling everyone that when this lockdown happened, it was a shock for everybody, especially for salespeople like us. We're used to going to office every day, and it's chaotic, and we enjoy that chaos. And suddenly, when everything comes down, we were all a bit shocked. And so, anyways, we came up with this gift voucher option, and it was purely offline because at that time we were not introduced to this gift voucher engine. So we just put in a message on our website. And the other challenge was that in March 28th, there's no way we were marketing anything on social media, because if you put up a post on social media encouraging people to buy a future holiday at a time when numbers were going up, people were sick, and the death rates were climbing. It was a unique challenge. It was a product which we could not aggressively market as maybe we could have when pre-corona time. So it was a very it was a very delicate situation. So we had come up with this. We just put up a small post on our website, where if people came to our website and took the trouble, they saw that this option was there. And then we used our database of 25 years of our guests and to call them and mail them. Mailing them was fine, mailing them because it's not out in the open and it's not on social media being shared by 100 people and things like that. So they were saying that asking for money at a time like that. So it was a challenge for salespeople. I think salespeople of hotels everywhere, how to manage it so that there's no negative backlash, because things like this can easily end up on TripAdvisor and every other place that this is the thing. So it was a delicate time. I think that time we needed to make sure that we did not get any negative PR. But at the end of it, we've been quite successful. We've sold quite a few vouchers. We made use of the fact that majority of the population were hopeful that this thing is going to end. I mean, so we took advantage of that mindset, and they all wanted a holiday at the time this ended. So that was another advantage. A couple of advantages that worked in our favor was that I'm not sure about the other hotels on the panel, but we have a strong local market. We are situated in Karnataka, and the city of Bangalore is a 10 million plus city, and it has enough of a local domestic purchasing power, the IT crowd and everything, and all our properties were a 6-hour drive away. That helped us immensely. The reason I bring that up is we have another property in Africa which has zero local market. I mean, it's in Botswana, and they are 95% European market. So it was very unlikely that a European is going to buy a gift voucher for Botswana, because if he's made one trip to Botswana, he's not going to come again. So whereas a local somebody working in the software industry in Bangalore makes a couple of trips to our place because it's close by, he wants a break and everything. So I believe for this to work, at least in the time of pandemic, we need to have a local market. So hotels with 95% of international market, I believe, are going to make it a bit more difficult. The second thing is, I believe for this to work, in my opinion, is you need to have a healthy mix between your travel agent business and your direct business. Again, I go back to hotels in Africa or hotels in some of the other places where 95% of the business comes through travel agents. So if it comes through travel agents, a direct guest coming onto your website and buying that voucher is going to make it a little more, difficult proposition. So like for us, we have about 60% of our sales directly done. And, that's how, those are the two things I think for gift vouchers to work needs to be there. You need to know that I'm going to make a trip at least 2 or 3 times. If it's a once in a lifetime trip that I make, like if I go to Africa, I'd probably go once in my life. I'm not going to buy another gift voucher for a lodge in Africa, because I'm not sure when I'm going to go back again, unless of course I'm going to missing. So the advantages was for us for this particular thing is we insisted on 100% payment upfront. Of course, we gave a discount that gave us immense liquidity during these 2 months. So that was really advantageous. And the other advantage is, we blacked out the key dates. So when we made the gift voucher, we made sure that the validity was for a 2-year period, but all our key dates we blacked out, the dates that we were going to be full for sure, like Christmas holidays and some of the Indian festivals. So net what happened was we got all this revenue, and these are all revenue that's going to be recognized in our off season only. They're not going to eat away into our into our main business. So that was the other advantage. And lastly, I believe one of the things is that I've been through all the booking.coms and the Agodas, and I don't think any OTA, I'm not sure, maybe other OTAs have, I've not checked any OTA who currently sell this gift voucher option. they still require you to put a check-in and a check-out date. So I believe your website has a distinct advantage in that sense. Till now, I've not seen, I'm not sure if there is, but there is not a single OTA currently that offers a gift voucher option. So that's an advantage for your, website as well. So that's been my experience with gift vouchers. And now that we've had a taste of it, we're going to go a bit more aggressive in the post, pandemic era with respect to gift vouchers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas. So now, just some of the partners that we have worldwide on currently using our gift voucher engine. Some of them are independent hotels, or are part of groups. We also have a restaurant here in New Zealand using it. So it does not need to be for hotel only, but if it's a restaurant that wants to sell gift vouchers, that's also applicable. So I'm going to go through one of our very last slides, which is just some FAQs that we have. So how long does it take to go live? So approximately it takes up to 2 weeks. We're all depending on you deciding on your packages, on your marketing design, and the voucher design and so on. If you have everything in place, like I actually said before, Mother Days happened here in New Zealand. He already had all his marketing material ready. So once we have, if we already have that all ready for you, we can easily set you live within 2 weeks. Is the redemption process simple? Yes, it is very simple through the app, as Ruto mentioned, or through the extranet. Okay, as part of redemption. Is part redemption possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So part of the so if your customer purchased a cash voucher like $200, they can use $500 today and $100 in a week's time if you're allowed to. If I'm a hotel group, can I create a package across different properties? Yes. So you can have a package that is available and redeemable within all of your properties, or you could have specific packages for specific properties. Okay. Can I use gift voucher as a standalone product? Yes, you can. As I said, as Ruto mentioned as well, it can be used for group or hotels or in standalone properties. So as well, so as you know, so please follow us on STAAH on social media and the blog, so you can be able to see a lot of very useful information for not only gift vouchers but for all of your online distribution in general. And we do have an ebook available on revenue management, and that's free for you to download. And you may be able to learn some of it and use some of the tips that it's on the ebook and implement it on your property. As I said before, we would have time for Q&A, and this is the time. Feel free to ask any questions that you guys may have. We'll be available for another 10 to 15 minutes, waiting for you guys for any questions that we have. Hope you all enjoyed the webinar, and I really hope that you guys found the information that we provided quite useful for your current gift voucher engine, or if you don't have one, you're still planning on getting one. I hope that has sort of convinced you that this is definitely another way for you to maximize your online distribution.
wonderful sessions. I was so look forward to it.
And if anyone wants any further information regarding STAAH gift voucher engine, please do not hesitate to get in touch with myself or Rutu. Obviously, it will be our pleasure to discuss with you guys and go through your needs and see how the voucher will help you.
Chat. It's coming.
We'll still be here for another 10 minutes, guys, so if anyone has any questions.
So while we're here, I've seen a couple of the questions come through that I may as well answer now, just from our properties perspective. So one of them that has come through a few times is the validity. So for our properties, we've set all of our vouchers with a 1 year validity. I know Thomas has said that he's got a 2 year validity on his vouchers, based on the current, I guess, the situation with COVID-19. In New Zealand, I guess we're quite lucky that we've essentially, as of yesterday, moved to what we call level 1, with 0 active cases in the country, which is, I know it's pretty rare in the world at the moment, but that means that we've stuck with a 1 year validity period. But I would guess, depending on the situation in your country, you may want to have a 2 year period, and we all hope that things will be done by then. Also, another question that came through was around pricing. So once again, talking about our properties, the way that I've priced our vouchers, they sit above our best available rate generally. So we do have a premium rate that we charge for the vouchers, and that's to ensure that people aren't cannibalizing the rates on our website, which are flexible rates. And in most cases, historically, I believe that vouchers are purchased as gifts. And in this instance, obviously, due to COVID-19, we did launch with a discount off our RRP, our recommended rates for our vouchers, but at the same time, they couldn't necessarily book due to COVID. So therefore, we could afford to decrease our rates in this instance to try and get that cash flow back into our business.
Cool, thanks, Ash. Did you actually, and you also notice customers visiting your gift voucher engine, but then bouncing actually into your booking engine, didn't you?
What was that, sorry?
So you did notice some customers that actually went to your gift voucher engine, but because your vouchers are obviously more expensive than your best available rate, so the customer actually end up booking a hotel room on your booking engine. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, definitely. So we do find people, obviously, they'll check the voucher rates, and if they actually do have a date in mind, then they will go back to our booking engine and book, because obviously that's more economical option. And I guess that's why I recommend pricing your vouchers above what your room rates will be, at least for the period where most people are checking and looking to travel at that time.
That's a great result.
Yeah, the other thing that was only probably slightly touched on, I guess, is we do actually expect that there's going to be a decent percentage of these vouchers that are not redeemed, which is just cash flow coming straight into our business. Previously, prior to going with STAAH, we like Thomas, we had a really manual, outdated voucher process. So we were selling vouchers, but since we've moved to STAAH and people are able to buy them online, the number of sales has increased significantly. But what we did notice with our prior system was that a large percentage of people who bought vouchers would just not redeem them, which, that's just straight cash into your bottom line. So that's what's possible.
Don't we like that?
Yeah, we do. We like that a lot.
Right, Do you have any more questions, Edwin?
Given lead already seen. I took him on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Right. Fantastic team. Well, I've got to run, but yeah, I really appreciate
Right.
the team
Thanks so
STAAH
much.
inviting me to come and talk to you. I hope it's
No, thank-
provided you with some insight, and yeah, all the best.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks so much, Ash, for being part of it. We'll take this opportunity and finish our webinar. I would like to thank everyone who took the time to participate and be with us on this webinar. And as I said, and thanks for Thomas as well for taking the time and give his testimonial. And yeah, so I wish you guys all the best moving forward. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact myself in Roto, and we will be sending you guys the recording of this webinar along with the presentation as well. Thank you so much, and you all have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Rutu.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Thanks.